podcast will be launching live if you're interested in participating. November the 11th at 9:30. I'll get the links and all those things together. But in the meantime, you can just put that on your calendar. That the next podcast date is going to be November the 11th at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And this episode is going to be called B-Rella, because y'all know everything got to start with a B, because it's called the B word, right? And what we're going to do, guys, and this, me here as a person, I'm here for the men and the women. I don't want to cater to men. I don't want to cater to women. I just want to cater to people that are looking to go next level in the way that they think, and the way that they live, and the way that they love, and the way that they show up to the world for themselves, which will ultimately help you show up to everybody else in your community, your family, your relationships better one way. Thank you, Marcus. One way or another. That is the whole purpose of why we're here, right? So, episode is going to be called B-Rella because as a woman who's been single for a very, very long time, we often talk about fairy tales and we make it seem like we as the women are wanting to be swept off our feet by some king or some prince. To a certain degree, we are. But usually that's all we focus on is the end of that Cinderella story, the end of that Pocahontas story, the end of the Little Mermaid story where they get their man. But I want to talk about the pain of the fairy tale. Like, let's take it back to the beginning of Cinderella's story. Let's walk through her life. Let's walk through all the she had to go through before she ended up with her Prince Charming. Nobody wants to talk about that. Nobody wants to talk about how Cinderella was living in her father's house as a servant. That was not her place. That was not her birthright. She was really being a maid to her stepmama and sisters. And y'all want to say that this lady got her knight in shining armor? Like, she earned that. She did the work. She did the things. And yeah, we're going to talk about, we're not going to talk about it now, but we're going to talk about the pain of the fairy tale, because everyone talks about the happily ever after, but we're going to dive into the pain of that fairy tale, and we're going to make it relatable to us as individuals. We're going to dive into the stories. Matter of fact, I'm going to watch Cinderella again before the 11th so I can have even more reference points. But men, I know y'all ain't going to do that, but ladies, y'all might want to do that. But anyway, that's where the conversation is headed on November the 11th. The pain of the fairy tale and connecting with the opposite sex, not fighting with the opposite sex, but coming to some understanding so we can grow in strength together. Okay. So with that being said,